I am Richard Grimes. I am the artistic director and the composer for Chorus, a contemporary ensemble. We're based out of Boston, but I was born and I was raised in West Virginia, so I'm excited to be a part of West Virginia Dance Company and working with Tanita. It's always a pleasure to have that relationship. I am just briefly going to walk you through a little bit of my process and some of the instruments I use and some of the headspace I live in when I am composing music that the company ends up using in a lot of their work. Today we're going to look at a few instruments in particular. We're going to look at the cymbalum, which is a Hungarian type dulcimer. I'm going to show you an acoustic one that I play a lot, and then I'm going to show you a very special electric one. And that's the one that I use in Chorus, and that is the one on the Seams album where a lot of the material for the dance you're going to see was composed. I'm also going to show you some interesting instruments. I have a Zimbabwe, a Shona Mbira. I'll show you a little bit of that. We have a very cool typewriter that is featured in one of the pieces that the dancers work with. And I will also show you the world's longest playing cylinder-driven music box. It was made just for this piece and just for this group. It's very special. So come on in and let me show you around. So this is a cymbalum. Many people have seen it and don't know what it is, and many more people have never seen it and also don't know what it is. It was made in 1874, Budapest, Hungary, right when Buda and Pest came together to become one city. And it was made in a piano factory. Now it is a Steinway factory, but the instrument essentially uses piano strings and a lot of piano technology, but it is a percussion instrument. So I grew up playing bells, xylophone, marimba, vibraphone, things like that, pitched percussion. But when I heard this, I heard it in a Hungarian context, but I knew that there were things that I could do with this, and I'm going to show you kind of where I took it with Chorus. But there are so many different possibilities once you figure out the tricky layout of where the pitches are. I'm not going to waste your time with it, but they're all over the place. So this is the acoustic Hungarian cymbalum. This is an electric cymbalum. And there are several efforts that have been done in the past 25 years or so around the world by people putting different types of microphones and electronic pickups into the soundboard of these instruments. I am using a special custom-made humbucker pickup, which is a guitar pickup, and it's a magnetic type pickup because the strings are made out of steel and copper. So these pick up on the metallic just like they do on a guitar, same principles. And they were installed under the strings. You'll be able to see under the strings they're wired in. And then they run out of the cymbalum and into a soundboard. And then they run out of the soundboard and into whatever speaker I decide to bring on tour or into the studio. There's another kind of cool component to the setup. This is a Kellstone. It's made from a fellow in Sweden, Jan Kells, and you could do a million things with it. You could do a lot more with a Kellstone than I do with Chorus. But I use it for the bass. We don't have a bass, we have a cello and we have piano, but those guys are always busy playing other parts that I write. So I sometimes will take I'll play with one hand here and one hand here. So that is the Kellstone, and that generally is the nature of what happens with Chorus. I should make note, this is only my practice instrument. This never goes on tour. This is just kind of a rough cymbalum someone gave me, and I decided to kind of dedicate it to a practice purpose. The other cymbalum, my acoustic that you saw, also is my practice instrument, different than the ones that go on tour. So it has been wonderful to bring you into the world, to share some of how I do what I do. I hope that you enjoy the music as it is in the context of West Virginia Dance Company.